Once you've mastered the two-arm hang, now it's time to go one arm, but that's a big bridge to cross, so we have to use some self-assisted options to get there. Start with your feet on the floor, and what we're really trying to do here is work on imbalances between side. In addition to the fact, now we're really testing our hand, finger, and grip strength, our overall dexterity. This will be a little bit more challenging on your hands, so try to make sure we have electric tape on the bar, or we just are mindful of the callousing that can happen. A smooth bar or rings tend to help a lot as well, but really work on that multi-directional mobility and use as much assistance as you need. Another big benefit of the single arm self-assisted hangs, it actually really does enhance the stretch on your spinal muscles, in particular your obliques and your QL or quadratus lumborum muscle. Both are very important to mobilize and strengthen to prevent that chronic lower back pain, and that added load now into one side of the body really helps decompress the spine too. Just as the two-arm shrug sets the stage for two-arm hanging and pull-ups, so will the one-arm shrug. And on one arm, we have a unique opportunity to really explore rotational and side-to-side actions to really stretch our lats and rear delts and ultimately strengthen those mid and lower traps. Just pull those shoulders down and back. So explore the range of motion and hang on. This program has taught you so much, including the importance of warm-up, back off, and drop sets. Do two-arm shrugs earlier in the day or to warm up. And a back off set means that once you can't do the one arm anymore, you're getting really fatigued, you can back off to later sets to using the two-arm self-assistance. And the drop set technique means we go right from a one-arm self-assisted hang to a two-arm. I also highly recommend stacking your vertical and horizontal one-arm hangs. Try 30 to 60 seconds each of a self-assisted one-arm vertical hang right into a one-arm bridge hang. Now we're gonna move from feet on floor to the deep squat shape to enhance the stretch and time under tension. With only one arm to assist, the legs are really gonna get some work here. In fact, the question is which will give first, your quads or your grip? If you can, definitely mix in some sets where you elevate your heels on a slant board to increase the hip and knee flexion, allowing you to more effortlessly get into that really deep squat where you're kind of stacking your joints like an accordion. This also really enhances the lat stretch. For best results, use the two-arm version of this exercise for warm-up, back off, and drop sets. The one-arm version is very challenging, so it's okay to modify and regress. And remember, this is not just about strengthening your legs and improving your squat, it's about getting more range of motion through your hips for leg raises. Now let's shift from the bilateral squat to the split squat to further strengthen imbalances between sides and simultaneously increase the load through our arms and our legs. You want to start kneeling if possible based on your bar height, because this will allow you to really drive that stretch, opening up those hip flexors, and ultimately improving that lunge shape. Keep in mind you want to do both ipsilateral and contralateral sets. Ipsilateral means the arm that is holding the bar is the same side as the lead leg, and contralateral means it's opposite arm and leg. These are really going to enhance the spinal stretches, getting into the oblique and QL areas, and ideally try to do 1 minute on each arm for 2 minutes total on the same forward leg. This will really burn those legs and build that upper back. It's definitely more difficult to assist with the legs from the split squat shape versus the bilateral squat, but keep working that multi-directional movement and those scapular shrugs to add strength and stamina to the system. And twisting is the gift that keeps on giving, especially on one arm. This winds up that whole system, improving hip, spinal, and shoulder rotation. You will love it. Keep working those warm-up, back off, and drop sets. Starting the day with some two-arm split squat work will kind of warm you up and grease the groove. Later in the day, you can hit those one-arm sets and then even back off later in the day to the two-arm or drop set to the two-arm options. It's about that time to progress to the self-assisted one-arm hang from a single leg squat or the pistol squat shape. We've been gradually shifting more of the weight from the legs to the arms to help us build up to as close as we can to the one-arm hang challenge. And we want to do both the ipsilateral and contralateral sets. Ipsilateral meaning same side, arm and leg. Contralateral is opposite arm and leg. Such great stability tests. Elevating your heels on a slant board, particularly from the pistol squat shape, because on one leg, it really increases the inner and outer hip thigh stabilization demands, will really hit the VMO muscle that's going to help stabilize the knee joint and make it possible for you actually to get to the deep squats pain-free. You can alternate legs, you can hold one leg at a time for 30 to 60 seconds each. The choice is yours. Just have fun and mix and match the moves. One of the common misconceptions is that warming up is only important if you're injured or you're newer to training. In fact, the more advanced you get, the higher the intensity of your workouts and the movements you are using. So you actually need more dedicated, extended warm-ups to prevent injury and reach your peak or maximum performance. So be sure to keep working those warm-up, back off, and drop sets. The final progression to the single arm hang involves an off-hand assist, which most closely resembles what it's like to hang on one arm. The easiest and most accessible option is the uneven grip, where you keep the arm you're trying to hold most of your body weight towards the middle of the bar, and the offhand assist goes wide on the bar, and you can continue to make it more challenging by removing fingers to make it harder to assist. If you're using a door pull-up bar, the door frame provides an awesome offhand assist. Again, this will feel really close to full body weight, but the offhand on the door frame gives you that extra lateral and rotational stability so you can stay in place, work on your scapular shrugging, all that good stuff. The offhand assist with a stick is more challenging because it is a less stable surface, but it'll really turbocharge the core and shoulder activation. Try to treat the stick like an ice pick, root it down into the earth, and really engage the lat of that arm to lock yourself into place. The offhand assist with the dip bar is my personal favorite. It unloads your body weight. It allows you to get the stability you need to stay square, and it will also improve your dip form and mobility. Now, my favorite supersets are dip holds and hangs, or to make it even more challenging, dips and pull-ups. You can work on both right here, and you're working both extreme joint angles of the shoulder, flexion and extension, all in one drill. It really is genius. The next step is to apply a variety of gripping challenges to the self-assisted one-arm hang. As a quick review, we can continue to play with our thumb positioning, doing the best we can to move more to that smooth, over-the-top, monkey-style grip, a relaxed hang that allows us to take pressure off the elbow, initiate more through the shoulder, and spend more time in the bar because we don't get as tired. As great as the rotating grip is on two arms, it's even better on one arm to fix imbalances between sides and take advantage of the additional load coming through that side to enhance the stretch. So really wind up that shoulder joint and work that shrug action too. If you don't have rings or you want to mix it up, you can also do the rotating grip on a bar by using your feet to basically go from overhand to underhand, complete shoulder rotation with the benefits of strengthening that grip, building stamina. This is such a great drill to really open up that shoulder girdle. As if the thick bar or fat grips attachments isn't tough enough on two arms, the one arm option is truly diabolical, but it will provide an incredible grip and forearm building stimulus. I love the towel grip because you can take it with you anywhere. You don't have to worry about sweating. It's super easy on the hands, especially if you have some callousing or some wear and tear there. And it really strengthens the fingers. This is also a great time to do some grip specialization work, really working on mobilizing the wrists and the elbow. This flow is fantastic using a light dumbbell. Start with 2.5 to 5 pounds. You really don't have to go much heavier than 10 pounds here. And we're just taking that wrist through flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, and pronation and supination, some circles as well. It really kind of greases the groove. You can even play with a pan or hammer, some great household objects that will really strengthen your grip and forearms and fortify the wrist and elbows. Both objects, particularly the pan, a really heavy cast iron in particular, has that offset load which really challenges you in a unique way, especially if you grip lower on the handle. And you can see even with the hammer, it's a light hammer, so I added a fat grips attachment at the bottom as well to further challenge my grip. And finally, let's have some fun and mix in some movement challenges on the self-assisted one-arm hang. You are well on your way to doing the ultimate test of grip strength. Just as the one-arm hang is the king of grip exercises, so is the one-arm hanging leg raise the king of core exercises, but it all starts here with self-assistance, knees bent, feet in front of the body. You can eventually progress to getting that back leg behind your body and the front leg straight to increase the loading and mobility demands, but it all starts by just getting comfortable with the exercise and focusing on range of motion. Early on, you may only be able to hang on one arm for a couple seconds or maybe 3 to 5 seconds, but the alternating arm option allows you to manage fatigue but accumulate a lot of time under tension to get to that level. Start with your feet on the floor in a wide base to stabilize and eventually pick those legs up. And again, we can warm up, back off, and drop set to the one arm horizontal bridge hang option as well. And if you're really struggling with this, stick with this for a while. For most people, the one arm pull-up will take a lifetime of dedicated work to achieve, and most will never even get there. That's okay. Not every exercise is within the reaches of the masses, but everyone can eventually get to the point where they can do self-assisted single arm pull-ups, just like we're showing right here. Focus on a big stretch at the bottom, a massive contraction at the top. I like sets of 3 to 5 really slow and controlled reps per side, and to come up all the way on the toes or elevate the feet to get as high as you need to. Warm up, back off, and drop sets on 2 arms will continue to feed your single arm strength performance, so be sure to stay on top of it.